or the base of rural marketing we have discussed in the morning session. And let me continue with my presentation today. And here is my presentation. I hope you will be able to see it. Yeah, this is here. So what feature we gonna cover? Here you can see everybody. I hope this is visible to all, everybody. Let me make it a slideshow. Is it visible to all, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let us start our discussion. I believe second slide is not visible to you. Okay. So first thing, I hope you can see introduction to rural marketing. Second feature of rural marketing, example of rural marketing, drivers of growth of rural markets, rural marketing mix. 4 A's we'll discuss, and finally a case study of Hero Honda. So these are different things we're gonna discuss, everybody, today. I hope this is visible to all. Is it all visible to all of you? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Introduction, you can see introduction to rural marketing feature, everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, great. So these are few points I think I should discuss with you. And we start first, a very important thing. Here you can see everybody. What is rural marketing? Now, there is two perspectives. One perspective would be that as a marketer, as a business organization in urban area, we are planning to market our products in rural India, right? The other perspective could be that in rural area, there is different kind of produce, different kind of goods, different kind of services, which these rural area people, the rural area business organization, right, or sole proprietor, they offer to all of us, right? So two perspective, one from rural producer to the whole market, other perspective from urban marketer to rural marketing, right? So we start with what is this rural marketing? So here you can see everybody. Let me put it here. Yeah, this is okay. Rural marketing is a process which start with a decision to produce a sellable farm commodity, and it involves the aspects of market structure or system, both functional and institutional, based on technical and economic considerations, and includes pre and post harvest operations, assembling, grading, storage, transportation, and distribution. So now we have one perspective. Suppose we have a rural produce, we wish to market it. So in that sense, this definition would be perfect, that it's a process. We start with a decision to produce a sellable farm commodity, right? And it involves the aspect of market structure or system. For example, a farmer in a village has some yield, some produce. Now they want to market it. So whether they comes, generally they come to Anaj Mandi or local Mandi, right? So they need to take care of the harvesting of that particular crop of that produce and bring it to the market. So storage, logistics, right? These all aspects they need to take care of. So it would be a kind of pre and post harvest operations, plus assembling, storage, transport, and distribution. Now, rural market is a three-way process. right? One, urban to rural market, one consideration that a lot of things we wish as a marketer in urban area that we want them to in rural market. We want to market them in rural market. So urban to rural marketing is selling goods and services in rural area. So I hope this is visible to all. Urban to rural market, is it visible
No, sir.
now? Now is it visible, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think in this form I need to go forward. So urban to rural market, urban to rural marketing is selling goods and services in rural area by urban marketers. So this is one perspective. These products mostly include FMCG goods, consumer durables, agricultural pesticides, and in few cases it could be durable and luxuries items also, right? At Lamborghini, yesterday I mentioned, even in small town, there is a demand of a car which cost you crore of rupees, right? So this is one perspective from urban to rural market. Now let us talk about second perspective, that is rural to urban market. So rural to urban marketing is selling goods and services to urban market by rural producers. And the third perspective of rural marketing is rural to rural market. This process involves exchanging agriculture products, cards, cattle, and other tools within the rural community. You would see in different seasons, different area, there is a small fair, and these all are called cattle fairs. And soon in Feb, you will see a cattle fair in Pushkar in Rajasthan. It's very famous. A lot of people from other country, they come to this fair where they see not only the exchange of cattles, but also a lot of villagers, they bring the local produce and sell in this fair. It's very famous. Pushkar fair is very famous, and it's the speciality of this fair is that they sell camels, right? And the other cattle too. So in rural to rural market, it actually who is producing? The villagers, farmers, and who is buying? The farmers and the villagers. And so what produce they have? They have agriculture products. As I mentioned, cattle fair we have, carts we have, and other tools within the rural community, which would be required in rural market, rural community. Some handicrafts also, right? So this is basically a basic, concept of rural market. So from one side, urban to rural, rural to urban, and rural to rural market, right, everybody? So let us move further. So this you already have seen, what is rural marketing. Now let us go further. The different features of rural market. As we already have discussed in the morning session, we have seen different challenges in rural market, different issues in rural market, different opportunities also we have discussed in rural market. And that was from the perspective of urban to rural market. Now, good thing about rural market is it's very large, very, very large market, scattered market. And not only a large and scattered market, it's a diverse market. Just think of buying habits, food habits in east to west to south. You will see it's very, very diverse market. It may be because of local natural resources, right? It may be the local different kind of terrain we have. So the rural population is large and highly diverse and scattered in various regions. The urban market is usually confined to a few metros or cosmopolitan city. So here you see one good thing, it's a large market, dense also, highly dense population. large, and the good thing is a very diverse market scattered in various regions. That is the one opportunity you can utilize, you can use, that now you have your produce in one particular area, but what you can do, you can carry it forward to other area also, other region also, because in other area there may be a chances that people are not aware of that. So you can create market over there also, because people, they start liking your product too, because generally what happens, we have been using one product, we have developed a particular taste over the period of time, but after some time you are looking something different, you want something which maybe have different kind of taste. So you fed up with something over a period of time, and later on you want something which would be new. So here what you can do, you can enter into the diverse market, different market too. So that is the good opportunity you have. So second feature of rural market, I hope this is visible to all of you. Large, scatter and diverse market, I already have discussed. Is it
Yes, sir.
visible to all? Okay, fine. So let me make it big. Okay. So first was feature of rural market, large, scattered and diverse market. Now second, agriculture is a major source of income. As I mentioned that 60 to 70% of our population directly, indirectly dependent on agriculture and allied services. So it's the income source of these villagers and farmers is agriculture. So agricultural and rural prosperity are closely tied together. If you have a good yield, you will see rural people, they are happy. You will see a rural prosperity also. The major income of rural consumer is from engaging in agricultural activities. So whether they have yield a particular crop, or they have tree plantation, or they have cattle also, right? So these are three basic sources of their income. I remember recently I visited one place in Bihar, and instead of going to rural area, I was in one main city, Bhagalpur, and I was there with one family, and fortunately this family is having one cow. So I asked how much milk you get every day. So approximately 9 kilogram in the morning and 40 kilogram in the evening. And they say that we don't need extra money to invest in this, because whatever milk we sold out, that become income, and that income we invest in taking care of this cow, food and other activities. So that was something that if you have little bit agriculture land, if you have one cow or some cattle, so your income will grow if you have this kind of agriculture land and few cattle you have. So it will really help in rural prosperity. Then low standard of living, that you don't invest in luxuries item, you don't need money for air conditioning, you don't need money for different products you need it for your house, like we do in metropolitan city or cosmopolitan city. So the majority of the rural people lives below the poverty line, right? It's general perception we all have. I hope you all understand, except few states like Punjab, Haryana, or some other states in South also, where the people are, most of the people from rural area, they are in middle class, not in not below the poverty line. The rural lifestyle is characterized by the needs and necessities rather than the luxurious commodity. So they don't go for luxurious commodity. Instead, they prefer to have those products which they will satisfy their needs and necessities. And as far as infrastructure facilities are concerned, rural area lack the necessary infrastructure facility to facilitate the smooth functioning of the selling and distribution. This is the one challenge, one issue, one hindrances in marketing or distribution or providing these other goods to the rural area. For example, if you provide a laptop in a village without electricity connection, so what is the use of that? Right? If you provide other things also without good infrastructure, what is use of that? So this is a one limitation that generally people, what they are looking for, they feel that at least basic necessity, basic infrastructure must be there. Generally, if you talk about hill station, because in the morning we were talking about hilly area also, hilly villages, there they have a limitation that they don't have that kind of infrastructure, right? Not good roads. So if you might have seen recently that a lot of people are crazy to go to Leh Ladakh. The reason is that or Keong in Himachal Pradesh. The reason is, or Lahaul Spiti. The reason is simple that now government is promoting or developing a lot of roads, a lot of infrastructure development is going on. So a lot of people have taken an initiative to go to these interior places. And it's very difficult to go there because maybe a good infrastructure is not available, right? Even now, a lot of people, they are going to these places for different adventure activity. So these could be potential for tourism in this rural area, may help these people in rural area. If they have a good infrastructure, definitely a lot of tourism will take place, tourism activity will take place, adventure activity will take place, and they will have more and more income also on the basis of that. And the next feature, as you can see, a traditional outlook. A major obstacle to the growth of rural population is the attitude of the people, especially the continuous resistance to change. Now, you have been a part of a system for many, many years. You know your techniques, you know your work. If someone else comes and tell you that you need to perform like that, so people will not digest it, people would show resistance to that change. So this is very general. Maybe another criteria to don't bring change is that people are not so educated. So this is a main concept over here. When you think of marketing your products to rural area, people, they resist to change. They don't want new things. But thanks to mobile phone, thanks to internet, now things are changing with good pace. And now people are liking change also in rural area. And another feature here, you can see the diverse socioeconomic background. A vast socioeconomically diverse group of individuals make up the rural population. The diversity arises due to them being widely scattered geographically over different regions. So that is another concept that they are living a very traditional life and a lot of resistance to change. Beside that, these rural areas are very diverse in terms of socio-economic background, in terms of other activities also. So that could be taken as another dynamic in terms of opportunity, right? So that we can figure out that yes, if we create some kind of good infrastructure in rural area or develop some kind of area for tourism purpose, because a lot of people, you might have noticed, they don't want to stay in the urban area because of air pollution, because of scarcity of resources. So they wish to go away from the urban area or the metropolitan city to the rural area. But the rural area, they have their own challenges, own dynamics. First dynamic is road, second is electricity, right? Sanitization, other challenges also. Livelihood activities are very low, occupational activities are very low. Then because of this, the other criteria, other feature is purchasing capacity. That's why we discussed in the morning that a lot of people are using shampoo, right? Shampoo costs them 1 rupee sachet, 50 paisa sachet, 1 sachet, 2 rupees per sachet. So these marketing organization, marketers, they have converted their product into a small sachet, small quantity, so that these people, because in villages, purchasing capacity is very low. But their income is low, so the purchasing capacity is very low. So the purchasing power of the people in rural areas is closely related to the development of the rural economy. And other feature, literacy rate is low. Low level of literacy in rural area leads to various obstacles in the growth path. So if they are not literate, they are not educated, it would be very difficult to bring change, right? So we need to bring change in their mindset towards technology, towards advanced activities, right? And very important here, you see, prevalence of literacy and plurality has made canning proper extremely easy due to this. There is a rise in several fake and brands with fake merchandise or dire quality that penetrate this market. You will see a lot of fake brands, duplicate brands. Even I remember I visited one small village near Uttarkashi, and these area people are not aware of expiry date of medicines. So now you can see it could be really, horrible if you use a medicine, the medicine date has been expired, right? Now you need to compromise with the quality. The reason could be that people are not aware of this, people are not educated, right? And sometimes they are not conscious about all these things, they are not aware of brand and the good quality, good company, good brands, they don't have reached to this small interior area. So what happens, the local people, the local marketers, they develop a local brand, but these brands look like the original brand, big brand, and they sell, they compromise the quality, right? As I mentioned, you get a lot of medical items, medical things, medical products, right? And if these products are not, you can't sell these products in urban because people are educated, people are literate about these dates and everything. So what do? You need to dump these products. Where do you dump? You dump to these rural area, right? So this is a matter of concern. So let us move further. And here you see a rural marketing example. I hope this is visible to all. खुशियों की डोली by Hindustan Unilever Limited, right? I don't know how many of you have seen this. Hindustan Unilever Limited came up with खुशियों की डोली or Karma of Happiness rural marketing campaign, which became quite popular in the rural market. And it established the Hindustan Unilever Limited brand in villages and helped it to develop a deep customer engagement for brand adoption. A wide range of home care and personal care products or brands were promoted via this rural marketing campaign, such as Surf Excel, Lifebuoy, Fair and Lovely, Wheel, and Close Up to fulfill the daily needs of rural users, right? I hope this is visible to all. So this was one example. So what you need to do, you need to identify local belief, local values, local customs in, because as I mentioned, rural market is very diversified market. So one campaign in one region may not be successful in other region. So that's why you need to understand rural people, rural market, rural customer, local beliefs, local values. And this really help you, because if you come up with this kind of concept, it give you a trust. It enhance your trust and you start believing in that brand, in that particular product, and that become a part of your life. Another example, here I hope you can say this, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, source of cola brands utilize rural marketing strategy to enter into rural market and optimize their reach and sales. I hope you remember long time back, Amir Khan came with this advertisement and promoted Coca-Cola in rural area. So this is variety of distribution, pricing strategies, etc. were used, like offering refrigerators, ice boxes, credit facility, etc. To optimize its accessibility in rural area, Coca-Cola introduced Chota Coke, whose size was smaller than the traditional Coke bottle. Plus, it was also offered at a less price. It optimized Coca-Cola's sales in the rural area by around 60%. So it's a Chota Coke, less price. And the way you need to market it, like the Amir Khan in this advertisement, he was in a village, right? So this is you need to understand the feeling, beliefs, customer and culture of rural region, and then accordingly make advertisement or do some activity, because as I mentioned earlier, in rural area, what happens, you have local fair. In local fair also, you need to do some kind of activity, right? I don't know whether you might have seen when this media channel, social media, internet was not there, especially in an area in Delhi also. How do you know that new movie will come? So each and every corner, there used to be a wall, and on this wall, the movies poster, yeah, not a banner. It was a very specific place, specific wall in an area, in a local locality. The local cinema houses, they used to put local poster over there, that which is the next movie, which movie will come next on Friday. Similarly, if you think of villages, we used to these movies, cinema halls, they used to hire maybe a rickshaw or auto or maybe a cart, right? And they used to put banner on that and used to make announcement. And in Uttar Pradesh we call it munadi, right? So this was a common practice. It was a kind of announcement about new movie, announcement about product, right? But the unique thing was that it was kind of sales promotion. It was something like that. There's a heavy discount on a product, sale is going on, and products are available at low price. So we have been talking about a very important point. And now let us move further and talk about drivers of growth of rural market. Growth of rural market, there is a growing market for consumer goods in rural area due to increasing income and government spending on the rural population. So government is offering a lot of subsidy. And now you might have seen recently because of COVID. Now, one good thing is that there is a concept of financial inclusion or digitalization. So each and every villager, they all have one thing, that is bank account. So government, whatever subsidy or other financial help government wants to do, they directly transfer it to the villagers account, right? And another thing, creation of employment opportunity in rural market. I remember when I visited villages, they were not interested in education. They were not interested in medical benefits. They were not interested in other things. They wanted one thing, that can you provide some occupational opportunity over here? So creation of employment opportunity in rural market through government spending, several employment opportunities have arisen. Training of rural youth for self-employment, the integrated rural development program, Jawahar Rozgar Yojana is a few example of various programs. Severe competition in urban market. The urban market are fully penetrated and saturated by highly competitive brands that have left the market fully saturated. And this has led to increased cost and lower market share and profits for brands. So now they are trying to move into rural market. And another very important thing beside all these disadvantages, pros and cons, as I mentioned that we are fed up with the urban life, which is full of stress, a lot of pollution. What we are looking for stress-free life. We are looking for some relief. So we all wish that we should have small house in a village. So that may be another opportunity for the villagers that they can develop some tourism area. So rural tourism, tourism in rural tourism is quite popular and includes amenities, services, and activities provided to the tourist by rural people. This include everything from cultural and farm tourism to the nature holidays. So that could be a unique idea. That could be an occupational opportunity for the people in rural area. So nearby NCR, you would have seen, for example, there is a one place, Pratapgarh House in Jajjar, very famous, and they have developed a small village where you will have all activity, rural activity, local food, organic, vegetables and fruits also, local activities, local other activities also. So this is something which we can feel that in rural area, there is an opportunity for tourism, which can yield extra money, which can provide occupational opportunity to rural people. And as I mentioned that driver of growth in rural market is large population. So when you have a market, when you have produce and that produce would be consumed locally, right? You don't need to spend money on advertisement. You don't need to spend money on logistics. So large population could be a big advantage. Marketers are primarily attracted to rural markets simply because of the sheer size of the market. A marketer can enjoy an exceptionally large custom base that has immense potential. So is it visible, I hope, to all? And then move further. We have been talking about drivers of growth, rural markets. And if you talk about foreign markets, foreign competitors, they come here in India and they launch their product and they have a tough competition with the local producer, local marketer, but it's limited most of the time up to the urban area. Now, what about rural area? In rural area, they don't want to enter because it may be because of poor logistics, poor transportation facilities, poor electricity energy, right? There may be other reason also. So when they develop these resources at local level, the cost of investment would be high. So because of these all challenges, all limitation, you will see in local market, rural market, sorry, there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity because foreign company, they don't want to enter. So here, that would be a great opportunity to introduce products in the rural market. And Government of India now promoting the concept of startups, right? And with the help of Mudra loan and other financial institutions also providing money with the help of cooperative banks, public sector banks, and they all are trying to provide loan support to the people in rural area at low interest rate to increase their purchasing power, right? So it's a kind of support by Government of India or by financial institutions. And if you go now to villages, you will see little bit good infrastructure in terms of roads. So now we have a better infrastructure facilities. Nowadays, you may see that villages, we are connected with the roads and transportation facility in rural India. And if you want to start your own business, your own startup, even in villages, you have favorable government policy. The government is also running different program and policy for developing job opportunities and promoting the sale of goods and services via rural marketing practices. And one, as I mentioned, digital inclusion, financial inclusion. So that would be in terms of expansion of digital and information technology. Nowadays, the rural population is also enjoying the penetration of IT and the digital revolution. Now, let us move further. Now, here you see 4 A's. Let me make it big. I hope you are able to see. Okay, so here you can see everybody. Where is that photo? Let me show you. Okay, I hope this you can see 4 A's in rural marketing mix. Like marketing mix, we have 4 P's. As far as rural marketing mix is concerned, I hope this you can see 4A: affordability, availability, third, accessibility, and fourth, awareness. So if we promote product taking care of these all 4 in rural market, so before we think about all these 4A, so we are actually talking about which P if you want to make aware, which P if you want to make about affordability, which P if you talk about availability, which P in terms of acceptability. So can you link a 4 P's with this 4A? Let me come back to you, everybody. Yashika, Pragya, and Archana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Yashika, now you understand this awareness, 4A, awareness, affordability, availability, and acceptability.
Yes, sir.
And you know 4 P's also: product, price, promotion, place. Can you connect 4 P's with these 4 A's?
So affordability could be related to the price.
Very good.
Sir, availability could be related to the location.
Very good. Place, right?
Awareness could be related to the promotion.
Very good. Thank you, Pragya. Thank you, Yashika. Sorry. Okay. So now you can see that in rural area, I hope this is all visible. Affordability, 4 A's: affordability, availability, accessibility, and awareness. Now let me explain these 4 A's to all of you. Affordability, rural marketing campaigns must be reaching to the rural customer by understanding and fulfilling their specific needs. The product or services that are marketed should be in the buying capacity of the rural consumer. As we all are aware that there is an example of one company, GE, and we will discuss that case study. This GE company, actually they are in medical equipments. They produce medical equipments, like for example, ECG machine. And they introduced a concept called reverse innovation. And the reverse innovation concept they introduced, the reason was that they are aware of that rural people, their paying capacity, purchasing power is low. So accordingly, what they did, they brought a ECG machine which cost $5, $6, right? So if you come out with the basic technology at low price, then people in rural areas will be able to afford, right? So a lot of organizations, they are going for the concept called reverse innovation. So what they do, instead of providing luxury items, they convert luxury item into the basic low cost price product so that the local people can afford that. Second A is availability. This is ensuring consistent availability of the products in remote rural area is another key aspect of rural marketing. Making products available to retailer shelves resolves this issue by more than 90%. Reaching out with products and services to rural marketing environment in time is highly crucial. So a lot of time when you need products, right? I remember recently one of my friend, he came from Haryana to buy something from Chandni Chowk, right? That may be because Chandni Chowk is famous for that particular item. That maybe that's why they came here. Otherwise, they also have these kind of resources that they can buy from their own place in Haryana, right? But I don't know. Chandni Chowk is famous about that product. Maybe that's why they were here. But generally, if you think of all products are not available in metropolitan city, also in town, also all products are not available, right? So as far as rural market is concerned, uh, the products may be available, but about services, right? So service of a product can be another issue, that you buy a product, the product may be available, but what about the services? That would be the big problem, big issue. Now, third, here you can see, I hope this is visible to all of you. Acceptability. There should be acceptability for your product or service among rural consumers. Your marketing strategy should ensure that your product or service adds some value to their lives and convince them that you would fulfill their specific needs. It's not always necessary that you invest money in advertisement, because advertisement is actually, people feel it's marketing. Overall marketing is all about advertisement. So when you think of advertisement, you need to bear a huge cost, right? Now, you should have a such kind of marketing strategy which ensure that product or services add some value. If your product is unique, it's going to add some value, then there is no need of marketing, because once you have used this product, you yourself will become a word of mouth to that product and will recommend that product to other. This happens, for example, Dabur. Dabur is here in India for more than 150 years. Just think of Patanjali, which came 10 years back. In starting part, Patanjali didn't spend any money on advertisement, right? Now they have started. So that was something that everybody in India, they accept Patanjali. And that was the reason, that's why Patanjali has given a tough time to Dabur, which is there for more than 150 years. Just think of that, right? So acceptability of a product, and that would be possible when you have a unique product, when you offer some value proposition of your product. Then we come to next A, which is the awareness. While targeting a rural consumer with rural marketing campaign, brand should understand that the message should reach the consumer's mindset. For optimizing awareness, brand may try commercial or media like TV, outdoor, radio, outdoors, product packaging, color, tagline, slogan, etc. play a key role in awareness program. So here, awareness is also important, that these kind of things are available, right? Now, there is a case study on Hero Honda rural marketing strategy. In 2007, late 2007, Hero Honda started paying importance to expanding its presence in rural India. It felt that rural India had the potential to be a large market for two-wheelers. In April 2009, it announced that it was planning to develop a low-price motorcycle. The company said that the motorcycle would be launched specifically for rural market and was likely to be priced between 12,500 to rupees 15,000. Now here, question arises, why did the company choose the rural market? Hero Honda had worked out a major expansion strategy for rural market and planned to strengthen retail financing to support the initiative that could lead to setting up of its own finance arm. The rural market was a special focus area for the company, as it had been looking for new growth area to maintain sales momentum in a shrinking market. The two-wheeler market leader planned to cover 1 lakh of the 6 lakh villages in the country by the end of this financial year under a campaign named har gaon, har angan, every village, every household. The company realized that while two-wheeler penetration in urban area is 25%, it is only 10% in rural area. And so the later segment needs to be tapped more extensively. So similarly, like Hero Honda had this kind of vision, other company also, they have this kind of, planning, and plan Har Gaon, Har Angan. Hero Honda was quick to realize that there was a huge opportunity waiting to be trapped. A rural
Current is not available on the screen.
It's not available. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
this one, is it clear? Have you seen this? Why did company choose the rural market?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So plan Har Gaon, Har Angan. Hero Honda was quick to realize that there was a huge opportunity waiting to be tapped. A rural vertical was set up under due sometime in 2007. 500 sales representatives were taken on board for the mission Har Gaon, Har Angan, every village, every courtyard. Farmers, Hero Honda knows, have money in their pocket twice a year when they harvest their crop, once around May and June, and then around October, November. These waves are mounted just before the harvest so that Hero Honda is on their radar screen when they have cash in hand. As a result, in the resale market, it commands a premium over rivals. So the company decided to rapidly ramp up in touch points with customer, showrooms, service center, and so on. From 2000 in 2006, the number has risen to 3,500 now. Hero Honda's rural marketing activity, rural network, during the financial year 2007-8, the rural network of Hero Honda covered 18,000 of the targeted 23,360 villages with a population of more than 5,000 across India. The company also announced its plan to cover 1 lakh village of the total 6 lakh village in India by the end of financial year 2008 and 9. As far as distribution is concerned, Hero Honda followed a hub and spoke system. In distributing its product in rural area, the company gave a dealership to one leader who would take care of a district. And as far as promotion, Hero Honda promoted its process aggressively during festive season in different regions of India, as sales during festive season was generally higher compared to the rest of the year. It is same with Maruti also. As you remember, I told you that Maruti 1 month sale is equivalent to another 11 month sale. And that month is a Navratra and Deepavali month, right? So like this, Hero Honda had this kind of vision, this kind of initiative. And like, as I mentioned, GE, they make medical equipments. Now they have converted approximately 100 or more than 100 medical equipments with the help of reverse innovation, right? So they don't need to go for advanced technology, very advanced technology, but with the help of small changes in the parts or equipments, what they can do, they can bring down the cost. Besides taking care of cost, what they need to do, they need to see the local atmosphere, right? Local weather also, right? For example, ECG machine, people in rural area not educated. So who will run that machine do need to understand, because they can't read it, right? Which is written in English. So instead of using the written things on the machine, they put indicators, right? Red, yellow, or green. Green means this, yellow means this, red means this. Another problem, they understand that there's a shortage of electricity in villages. So what they did, they understand that in villages, people use battery cell. So instead of going for electricity consumption, use of electricity for that particular machine equipment, they said that you can use cell, right, which you use for your radio or for your other, torch also. So that is done. So, and they felt that when you use this kind of medical equipment, when you take it to, in rural area, you can easily carry it. So they make it very small equipment. And third, very important thing, when you come to village, you will see a lot of dust. So they protected it with special kind of material, which was not costing you much, so that your equipment would be protected from dust. You can easily carry it. You don't need electricity also. If electricity is not there, then it will also run on yourself. And the good thing was it was costing you from $5 to $10. This is what. These kind of activity, these kind of product, even now, yesterday, our Indian IITs, IIT Madras, IIT Mumbai, and IIT Delhi. These IITs were ranked on top. The reason was that they were asked by the government to find out some way so that you, whatever technology, whatever innovation you are, bringing, how these innovation and technology would be helpful to the rural India. So IIT Madras has such kind of innovation. Even IIT Delhi was on third position, and IIT Delhi have special cell, special department to help the rural India, right? So they come up with different kind of equipments, different kind of technology, which is very useful in rural India, rural area. So we need to find out some opportunities in maybe in terms of startup, maybe in terms of business opportunity as an entrepreneur, right? Find out these kind of opportunities and place this utility, this kind of opportunity in village, so that we can provide some occupational opportunity in villages. So if you run your business, if you think of startup in urban area is quite saturated, got saturated, right? Now, what is the opportunity? Opportunity would be in rural area, though the purchasing capacity is low, but just see, if you come out with good product, right, some kind of innovation, market is huge, market size is quite huge. And because of diversified market, you can bring some more, changes in your innovation, in your product, and then you can satisfy. So here, if you come out with unique idea, unique solution for rural market, like for example, a lot of people now they want organic products. If you come out with organic vegetable, organic fruits, another thing nowadays that you will see that each and every cosmetic items, each and every health food, they say that aloe vera. Now, if you grow aloe vera, right, instead of other crop in a village, so you will have a lot of benefit, right? So similarly, we need to find out that what kind of crop we can yield in our villages, which will give you more cash, plus what kind of technology, plus what kind of startup we can plan in rural area. Not only will help us, will also help the rural population. So thank you very much for today. And I hope we learn a little bit about rural market in first session and this session also. And thank you very much for joining. And if you have any question, you can ask. Yeah, now question, anyone? If you have any query, you can ask without any hesitation. And I request you, if you have friend in a village, if you know someone in a village, do visit village, stay there for 1 or 2 nights. And then you will realize what kind of different life we have in a villages, or you can find out some business opportunity also in a village. Right, different challenges, very unique challenges, and life is very, very difficult, especially in hilly area like Moni discussed today. Hilly area, I mean, it's very tough to stay, but we together, because we school student, they should have such kind of skills which really can develop some business opportunity in these different terrain, different area where we have a lot of challenges. So we need to take more risk and go further, go for some kind of innovation, find out new business opportunity in rural area. And with the help of rural marketing, now we have a technology that is mobile phone, internet in rural market also. So that will really help. all of us to carry forward our innovation, our idea in rural villages. Thank you very much for today, and we'll continue our session in next week. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Say bye in your chat box. Take care. Okay, thank you, Sachin. Thank you, Amulya. Thank you very much. Rahul, thank you. Okay, Harshita, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Bye.